everyone. Welcome to the Select Board meeting, November 24th, 2025. It's 5 p.m. To conform with the open meeting law, we were needed to be posted in 3 different places around town, posted up on our website and emailed to a long list of interested parties. We have conformed to that, so we can proceed with our meeting this evening. First, are there any additions to the agenda? Fly right through. Prior meeting minutes, November 10th, 2025. I did not get a chance to read them. You two did. We can go ahead and approve them.
Yes, I looked at them. They're fine.
Looks good to me.
I move that we accept the meeting minutes from November 10th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I said meeting minutes correctly. It's a tongue twister. We have, let's move on to our departmental reports so we can fly through that pretty quickly. Do we have anyone from the library on board?
Nope, not on Teams.
How's the highway department?
Going fine. I
Okay.
really don't have anything.
Oh, that's good news. We love that. Stick around. We have a question for you later.
Won't be too far, too much later.
Not too much later. Utilities operator. How are the utilities going as well as the highway?
Yep.
All right. We are getting awfully thankful up here for all this.
Good job, guys.
Thanksgiving time. Energy coordinators, Jeff on board?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
So
Can't hear.
I don't have
What's
too
that?
much. I mean, we had a site visit from Doug Wells with the State Department of Buildings and General Services. He has a much better idea of the challenges that we are going to face with the implementation of the Municipal Energy Resiliency Grant. It's the but all told, he was saying that we're pretty much following the scope of work where we've amended it. We've amended it to try to get greater efficiency out of it. There are very few things that are going to require a revision of the implementation grant contract, but we can hold off on those until we know what those costs are and whether they're for real, as far as being able to incorporate them in the project. That there's anything else, Mike, you think we ought to report it? I met with Mike and Doug Wells. Also, Julie was there for pretty much all of it pertaining to the town office. And there anything else you think worthy, Mike?
Well, I'll just say that, I was kind of the reason why this meeting took place. I thought it would be wise for us to hear directly from the state representatives that our approach was sound and it was within the requirements of the grant. And I think we got all positive feedback on that regard.
And we have an email from him, identifying all of that, looking at all the issues that were discussed and resolution for them.
Will we be able to keep the office open through the entire process?
Well, that's going to be one of the big questions that we ask of all the potential general contractors is, can you do this given the limitations that we have? And rely on their expertise and their knowledge of their own staffs, whether they can do this with evening work and weekend work and maybe some other work when there are special occasions that are available to us.
Okay.
To put it another way, the scope is going to conform to the needs of the operations of the office.
Okay. Yep. Fair enough. That would cover it for me. Go ahead.
We also held a button-up Vermont event at the library this last week. I think we had 4 attendees, but they seem to be pretty serious about wanting to button up. And we had a good presentation from Efficiency Vermont's Brian Long, very concise but with sufficient detail for people to see what they needed to do, but not to be very scary.
Sounded like it was almost fun.
So that's all I have.
Supply of food.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Any grant updates?
Nope, we did receive our Bethel Mountain reimbursement of 172,000, and that's all I got.
Okay. That's a payback.
People, I don't hear about this yet. Want to see who's talking.
VHI updates? We're doing that in-house?
Yeah, so we had our first big event on Saturday. It went really well. We had tried out this new policy about having alcohol in certain conditions, and everything went well. So we really appreciate you guys working with us and getting that policy figured out for the people who showed up. And a pretty special big thank you to Mr. Dave Harvey, who had a very busy family weekend and yet still showed up and spent his time there. And it really meant a lot to us.
Thank you. I'll
That's
pass
all.
that along.
That's all I have.
I had a beer. And I said it was the first beer I ever had at the high school. And most people said, not me.
I'd like to just make mention of an event coming up on December the 3rd that Valley Hub Inc. is sponsoring. It's outside the role of property management. It's more the broader mission of VHI community development. That is sponsoring a career information day for people who may be interested in childcare, working in daycare center. And we're working on this in conjunction with Community College of Vermont. But the information about what it takes in terms of educational requirements and where there might be financial aid available to get into training for this. This is all anticipation, trying to sort of help lay the groundwork for an eventual child care center to be located in the building. So just wanted to mention that. And Maureen Young is the liaison who's been putting this together. And there's a notice in today's Front Porch Forum. I think it was in an earlier version as well.
Facebook, it's posted on the
Okay,
Facebook.
good. So this is
December 3rd at what time?
it's at 6 p.m. It's online.
Okay.
If anybody's interested in participating, Maureen's email address is in the Front Porch Forum notice today. So we're created to that.
Okay, wonderful. If you think you'd like to explore a career in childcare, this would be a good way to get your feet wet.
It'll be in this week's Herald too. There's a little article.
Thank you, Martha. Select board updates. I too didn't have very much. It's been a little bit quiet lately. I lost my notes. I did visit Jones Mountain Road. This might be a crossover to planning board, but I was not able to access through gate that's in place. We have a landowner versus a homeowner dispute going on up there about access. And I have been trying very hard to mediate this and bring it to closure, but I do believe that we're at a stalemate and that we may have to call in some legal defense, which costs every one of us some money. And so I will continue to try a little bit more, but frustration seems to be rising on one particular side, and I may need to take some action on it. I just wanted you all get a heads up that I'm trying really hard on that one. There was also a complaint, and this again might be something about building permits of a tiny house on West Hill Road that appeared to have also been doing rentals, and they were wondering if it was permitted. So when I took a ride up there, I see that the tiny house is on wheels, and it follows the classification of being a camper. So if parking that in someone's yard needed a permit, we would all, including myself, need a permit because I have a camper parked in my yard. So since it's on wheels, it's not landed, and I see that it does not need a permit. The emergency management, we're proceeding with that. We have a third draft in the works. Is that what I just signed?
Yes, she had the final questions for you. You answered them.
Yeah.
That's going to be the final draft that goes into the state.
So we will be voting to accept that soon.
As soon as we have a final.
Final,
hands.
yeah. And VHI lease is something that Mike is working on with our town attorney about coming to a lease or a management agreement with VHI so that we can button that up and then just move on to the next issue, whatever it might be. That is it for select board updates.
Question for you, Pat.
Yes.
Did you happen to check to see if there's anything new about the cell tower?
I did not check this week, but as of last week, no. And if something had happened with a formal application for the cell tower, the state of Vermont is instructed to blast it out to the planning board and the select board immediately. So even though we are going up and checking on a regular basis to be sure, I'm 98% positive that
You would have known.
we would be notified by now, and it is getting down to the last week
Yeah, that was my next
that
question.
they can apply without going through the process of doing we intend to apply again. So that's a 6-month process, the intent to apply, and it's over on November 29th. Therefore, they will probably be back again next year or not. But it would probably quiet things down on the cell tower front for another year.
I actually have one other question, swinging back to the Jones Mountain Road thing.
Yeah,
Is that gate locked?
yes. Yes,
Sure.
I have video,
Okay.
and that was the Thursday, the 13th of November is when I went up there. It was 2 days before hunting season started because I believe it's being occupied during hunting season. So it's probably unlocked right now because the residents are there. But it was locked. Okay, new business. We have to approve the October treasurer's report. Julie has really combed through it this time and made some comments about different numbers because we're now past October. So that's July, August, September, October. So we've got a whole quarter's worth of information. And we are in the heart of budget and finance. So I move that we accept the report. It was reviewed by Julie, it was reviewed by me. We are bringing some of the comments to our budget and finance meeting so that we are a little more accurate going forward. And I move that we accept the treasurer's report for October 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Something we learned from. Next on our list is a request to plow to the four corners in Bingo. This is coming from a logger. I guess one of the first questions that I was making an assumption, the McAllister logging, they're logging on government land, correct? This is part of those big government contracts? Yeah. And so the Forest Service, are they players in this at all, whether we grant that we're going to be plowing? There was a gate and a four corners, and a few years ago, it was like, we're not going to plow there, we're going to plow here.
The last time we did this, same guy, he puts his own lock on a gate
Mm-hmm,
and we have a key,
okay. And,
but it's not really an issue because like a weekend, we may not go out there. And he's there during the week.
mm-hmm. Okay, and the cross-country skiers are all gonna be happy. The ones that go out there and park and cross-country ski up through there. Well,
Well, no matter what.
okay, I just covering my bases, 'cause I remember there was like this and that, and so, where is the gate compared to the Four Corners? It's before it, right? After? Okay, okay, so,
Actually, on my town road.
okay, yeah, that was the issue, yeah. The Forest Service put their gate on our land, yeah.
The town road, Rochester town road actually extends beyond the Four Corners straight a little ways.
Mhm.
My way of thinking, the government Forest Service way overstepped their bounds when they put that gate there.
Mhm. And
Interesting.
this is okay for your turnarounds,
Yeah, it's not a big issue.
Okay. and I've covered all my bases. I move that we accept the request, and this should probably be a one-year thing unless the logging goes on forever and ever up there. Yeah.
Is this,
Yeah, I guess. I don't know how much logging there is to be done up there.
is this kind of a regular thing? This isn't
They
something
rent
I,
houses here in the winter.
I think if there's nobody logging up there, there's no sense in.
Correct.
doing it.
So we will approve for 1 year. We'll approve for one winter at a time as needed.
so we're essentially plowing a town road
A little bit
a
further,
little bit further to
yes.
maintain
Really
access.
no big deal.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
that noted, it's not a big deal to us. I move
Not a
that
big deal.
we
Not a big
approve.
deal.
We go a little bit further with the plow. Second,
Yes, second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Not even sure if I had to do all that, but. And. There's my notes. That takes care of new business. Under old business and or public comment, is there anyone that, has something that they want to share with us? Yes.
Hi, Karen Murray, State Garage Road. Sorry I was late, my car wouldn't start. Classic old car problem. Anyway, I just wanted to, I missed the beginning, I assume nothing was mentioned, but Ruben's aware or not that the petition was filed by Verizon today, final.
Oh, a petition was filed by Horizon today. We probably will receive notification of it once they have looked it over and accepted it, and then they notify the town when they do.
So, I just wanted to, I know a lot of us have talked about a lot of different subjects. I guess a lot of us are feeling this is near and dear to our hearts that, I know you guys will have a 30-day window, I guess, anywhere from
Yes, we
1 to
will.
5 days from now, we don't know when.
Yep.
And we are, feeling extremely upset about this and, feeling like we haven't had obviously feedback from you guys a lot or any, and I understand what your reasons were. But we are extremely upset about the entire thing and would like to, hear any feedback or think of where you guys are at, if you want to share anything with us at this point. I don't know when you'd be able to discuss things with us so that there could be some kind of, I don't know, back and forth. And we're just very concerned because as far as we're concerned, the town plan is at the heart of this whole thing. And if our town can't stand up hard, I don't know who can. And in addition to that, I know Ben Funk he was coming, I don't know what happened, but anyway,
He's online.
he's online, okay. Maybe he's gonna comment on it, but there's a lot of issues about the grade, and it appears that Verizon has once again misled all of us or you guys. And sorry, and so I would again ask that there be some kind of fact finding or independent discussion / mission to find out what the truth is, because if the grade really isn't what they're saying, then there are other rules that apply to this, and it's not what we think it is. And so I don't think that it's, I think it behooves us as a town and as a people to look into this directly and not take for face value what Verizon's saying, because I think they've proven to not be clear and honest with us. So I, for one, am extremely opposed to this. I don't want to live in the shadow of the tower, and I feel like our town is here to protect our health and our safety, and it violates our town plan, and I just don't understand how we could go forward without being clear. Other towns have knocked this down because they said this violates our town plan and we don't want this. And I guess I'm asking you guys to please, maybe you have already, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, I just don't know. Please consider that, because we have one chance to prevent this corporation from coming and destroying our ridge line.
I'm assuming you have read the letter that the planning board has sent to the state. Once we have notification that a petition has indeed been filed and accepted, then you will definitely be hearing from us. Hi, Lavina.
Lavina Harvey, Rochester. You say the planning board sent a letter
Yes, it's been on the website.
or the planning board?
The planning board has had a letter on the website for many months. It addresses a lot of the issues that you have, and it charges the state with doing it. I have to admit, I am not qualified to measure the 45% grade. I'm not qualified to do that. So asking me to do that is probably not a good thing to do. So we're asking the state to do that. The planning board has made that clear right from the get-go, that they're asking the state to do the due diligence for them. And they will make sure that the state has done that, because they've posed it as a question and they will be expecting answers. The select board may follow suit with the same charges to the state to do their job, the people that we pay that are experts in these different fields that are of concern. And that's where we're going to take it from there.
Okay, so this is just within the last month or so that they have sent that.
Oh, no, it's been there for quite some time. I would, the latter part of July, early August at least. They responded fairly quick to that, so it wasn't in September, I don't believe. I've read it several times over and over again.
It's under the public documents,
Public
kind of
comment.
subtitled under
Yeah,
the petition
Yeah.
file.
and there's only
Yeah.
one other public letter there, and I don't understand why there aren't a whole ton of public letters, but.
I mean, the planning board has asked the state for assistance in assessing a number
Due
of,
diligence.
yeah. As far as I know, they've not received a response.
Well,
If
they
if
won't
have not,
until a
it's-
petition is filed and accepted, and
Okay.
then they will, yeah.
Okay.
And will the state notify you or the select board as such when they're coming down to do their due diligence, or anyone else?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if they will or not.
Will they notify the planning board? If not the select board.
You can request the planning board make that request. That someone from the planning board be on site when someone comes to take a look at the site.
Bruce.
Bruce Jones, Rochester. At this point, the select board has divulged how they're sort of leaning.
We've not had detailed discussions about it. We were waiting to see if this is a real project. So I would say the answer is no. We've not caucused on this. We don't have, an opinion or a leaning, or we need to do, if this is going to become real, we gotta get busy and get it
Mhm.
together.
And the select board comes from a different point of view than the planning board. The planning board is concerned about the use of the land of the town and the population, the density, all of that. The select board will be looking at it from the good of the town, the overall good of the community. We oversee the health of our town. And so, rather than getting into particulars about land grades and this and that, the select board may have a completely different outlook on how we approach our opinion. I, for one, have two different opinions. I have a select board opinion and a personal opinion. So it will be time to roll up sleeves and bring it all to a formal decision on how we address it.
Good morning, Rochester. So I'm glad to hear you say that the select board is interested in the health of the town. And I do, even though the FCC section 704 has forbidden decisions to be made on the like the PUC at the state level on the basis of health.
Yeah, I didn't mean the health, like the heartbeat of our town and our lungs. I meant the health of our community, so that we remain viable as a community and we have tax money coming in and this and that, not health.
I understand what you're saying. It is really a huge connection. It's one of the things it truly is. If the physical health is violated, is compromised, then, that's going to affect a whole lot of things, okay? And I think maybe possibly even lawsuits because,
Thank you for that. Yes.
So I'm just suggesting that you do leave your mind open and also maybe do even a little bit of research, or at least look into some of the things that I've sent. I don't know if anybody else has sent, which is real science about the health effects of wireless radio.
Well, some of us on the board have done some of that research. So we do have some information at hand. Thank you.
Yeah, I would just like to point out one thing. I heard you kind of mention it being a decision of the town. This really isn't a decision of the town. Our
Public utility.
answer to them, and we are going to compare the town plan, our zoning rules, the kind of the whole package to what they're presenting, and that's what the three of us will be doing
Well, I didn't,
independently. But I just want to make that clear. Like right now, I mean, I know you guys have been coming to us a lot and wanting us to, basically stand up and fight it. But what you're looking for is us to echo your voice. But there are other people's voices in town, so I just want to point that out. And we're gonna make sure things are complying and all that. But all three of us are gonna form our own opinions, just because we kind of have to do our research independently and make sure we're comparing the rules and the rights to everything to make sure things are on the up and up, if this should get pushed through. So I just wanted to put that out there, but
which is, even though at the state level, decisions can be made based on health and environmental effects, because the FCC means that, okay? At the local level, you can at least take that into account, or as it applies to the town plan. And we've been saying, at least in the planning meetings, that right there, right in the beginning of the town plan, it's about the health. The health is mentioned, health and environment, I think are mentioned. So it is relevant, and I ought to be part of your thinking.
that is a fair point.
Ben?
Yeah, good evening. How's everyone doing?
Good.
I just was going to say something else, but just to respond to what the gentleman said about forming the opinion and that he's hearing people say we want the select board to echo, you know, the opinion of opposition. I think everyone that I know and I've heard who was opposed to the tower has been very, very careful to say, look, here's the town plan, and this is where it violates the town plan in these 3, 4, 5 different sections. It's not our opinion. This is just the what the town has agreed to through that town plan process. So I just want to just make that clear. I don't think I've not heard anyone say, you know, we want you to just agree with us. We just have in detail studied the town plan, and the town plan is really clear. It even has its own section on citing telecom facilities, which a lot of town plans don't have. And that's where that information's come from. But I'm just a little curious how an opinion has already been formed. I mean, like Pat, you mentioned you have your own opinion and the opinion of the select board. Before any of the fact finding's been done, like we've already tracked where at least 3 different pieces of information that the company who's trying to get the tower built has presented as fact are incorrect. The photos of the visibility of the tower is off by quite a number of instances in their report. The impermeable surfaces was off. That was noted early on. They tried to say it was just the tower pad that would be impermeable. And now I walked the whole tower and I reported this to the planning commission that the Google Earth, I mapped into 3 different mapping apps. I do this for a living, so I have the software. And all 3 showed that the grade is definitely above 30%. And the engineering drawings that the company did all reported 29, 28% as maximum grade. And I sent to Dan McKinley the map that I tracked, the track that I made on my phone walking the road, and it's over 30% in like 3, 4, 5 different areas and goes up to 45% grade. So I'm just trying to circle back to, we don't have the facts, and we can't unless there's like a third party. We know you can't do that, Pat, and we don't expect you to, and it's not up to the town to do that. But it's going to take time to do that, and that would be what informs the opinion. So now it feels quite crunched, and this is a typical tactic that these companies do, is file right before the holidays. And sure enough, that's what they did, which makes it even harder for everyone to do their diligence.
If that's interesting, the points that you're making about the grade. I mean, do you have something you could actually share with us? Some kind of data that you collected?
Yeah, I sent it to the planning commission. It's Google Earth generates a profile, an elevational profile. It shows the grade in cross section, and yeah, I sent that to Dan. It's just spits out the percent grade as you walk it, and then.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's a screen grab of the video that Google Earth generates of the track, which is the path, which is the road would be used to get the trucks and the crane and everything up to the top of the ridge. It's steep, and there's not actually a road for the top bunch of it. There's no road. It's not even a double track. It's like the Martins have maintained that very well. It's very lightly used, and it's very well used. Like, it's very permeable. It's not contributing to stormwater really in any meaningful way. And that's going to change a lot if they have to get the kind of equipment up there that they have to get.
Are you hearing this for the first time?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm at planning board and select board, so I'm hearing everything double anyway.
Yeah,
So
I would actually like
I just
to
want to
to
make
see that
sure it's
file.
fresh information for someone
Oh,
other than
good.
me.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it's shared then, because Dan said he would look into it and try to verify that grade, but that was a few weeks ago or more, and I haven't heard back.
Well, there's a planning board meeting coming up next week. Thank you. Okay, anything else? Alvina, once again?
So there's all these fact finding things that need to be done before you can make the decision, and that includes everything that the planning board has written about requesting information on and verification. The fact that Verizon has stretched the truth as and noted on various points in their presentation. Will you have sufficient time to prepare a document that you will be able to share with the public prior to it being sent to the PUC?
Our first document will be charging the state with doing the due diligence. That will be our first opinion. And then we will have a subsequent opinion when we get the results and the information in front of us. So we will respond within the 30-day period. And we will be requesting that they do what they're supposed to be doing, and whether or not the PUC can approve this or not. The PUC is in touch with all of these other departments. And so I'm sure that they have their checklist of deer habitat with Fish and Wildlife and Agency of Natural Resources for the erosion. And so I'm sure they have their checklist already ready to go when they do approve the permit.
My point is that will the public still be able to comment on?
You could have commented on it for months now. You can comment it on today. You could have yesterday. You can tomorrow. There is a section in the website under the PUC, and you put in Rochester, and it shows all of the solar fields and everything that were approved. And there's that one that says active. And you click on that, and then it says public comment. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. And y'all should have been doing that right up until now, so that they would already have it to look back on too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just say a follow?
Yes. If it's something new.
Chad, I appreciate what you're saying about, that it's not up to you, and I completely understand legally it's not the PUC. But I actually spoke to someone at the state level. I know we all know this, but I'm just telling you what I experienced. And I was basically told that on a practical level, it is up to you guys, quote unquote, because as I was told, again, I heard this before, that when a town says this violates our town plan, it almost always, if not always, the PUC follows suit. If the town doesn't say that, then these things, quote, always get put red. So I don't know that that's going to happen here or which way it would go, but that's what I was told. And so from a practical perspective, I think that we all need to know that the opinion you guys have holds an extreme amount of weight. It basically is the yay or the nay, along with the select board and the Two Rivers. And so I feel like that's the same thing about the state. I know I appreciate you guys getting opinion from the state, but nobody's going to tell you guys, like I was told by someone on the state level, the town's job is to tell us whether this complies with the town law, town plan. It's not the state to decide that. So all those things, and it's great to get information, and we all appreciate honestly all of it. I want to pull it back to like, it's the town plan. And if it doesn't comply with the town plan, I don't think there's a lot else that would have to come past that. And
Okay.
I'm not asking for you to echo my opinion. I'm honestly echoing the town plan.
Which is why we're not knee-jerking a decision, which is why we're making decision at the right time. And when that right time is in front of us, that's when we will make that correct decision. No pre-ejaculation here. We are going right for it when the time is right. Okay? You should be able to appreciate that because you just kind of said that.
No, I totally appreciate that. There was a town that just defeated one by the town actually said this violates our town plan in the pre-stage. So that it didn't actually get filed because it's obvious it violated it and they didn't waste anyone else's money or time. And I don't want you to echo my opinion. It's just
Right.
the town, that's all.
Yep.
Yeah, just
Thank you.
one point on the one that did get shot down due to the town plan. There was something within that permit that had a direct conflict with some land that was in conservation somehow on there. I checked up on that one, but
Not this
they,
one, there's a bunch though, so.
okay, they actually have another permit that's still open, like 2 miles up the road, on the same road in that town.
think we're
So I
trying
just
different
wanted to-
ones. There's some like that, but there's others that the town plan was just a general thing, like forest track lands, nothing more specific as that. It
Right.
was even more general, and they said no. And so I think that that's all we're asking you guys is,
Right.
is that.
And that's all I'm saying is they had something direct that they could grab right hold of when they looked at it and say, this doesn't match up. And that's why that went out. And that's exactly how we're gonna approach the subject.
Too, and we on the wetland, we have all those issues. So I feel like there's even more, and different towns have defeated it for different reasons, but it comes down to the town plan. So, and we totally appreciate your time. It's not that, honestly, we don't need to echo us. It's just, we feel like we're here for the town plan. Thank you.
Are we all set now?
Ben has his hand up again.
Ben, you want to go one more time with something new?
You're on mute, Ben.
Sorry, didn't realize I was muted. This is some brand new information that I didn't just remembered came out about a week and a half ago. I have a friend in Corinth where the Two Rivers Ottaquechee Planning Commission just did a public presentation. And I don't know if I hadn't heard of this, even though I'm kind of in the planning world a bit, that they're just releasing their new overlay, like conservation district overlay, I think is, don't quote me on if that's the exact term, but it's a new map overlay. And it's incredibly strict. It's putting a lot of people's land in Corinth actually into this conservation district and making it immediately applicable, Act 250 requirements immediately applicable for very minor things. It's quite a strict, actually very surprising thing. And it's elevation and roadless area, contiguous roadless area based to some extent. And it will probably put this area in that overlay. But since it's a state project, it may have an exception because they allow industrial use.
His video froze.
Oh.
Yep.
Are you aware
Still
where
talking.
that map would be or?
He's coming back here.
They did file on November 24th.
He's coming
No.
back here in just a
Of course, the
second.
one Monday that I don't look in the morning.
I'm sorry, I don't think my internet hasn't been working too well. Am I back there?
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. So I don't know where I got cut off, but the import of this is that there's this whole new, very strict overlay coming into action, I guess in December is when it starts being actionable. And so that is going to make this project, if it goes forward, even more of an outlier, essentially, if this becomes actionable. And it sounds like it's already determined. So I would just mention to look into that and see. I think the Two Rivers might be presenting about it in our town sometime soon. Does anyone know if that's the case, if they're planning to come to present about it?
You don't know that yet.
Okay, yeah, because they're going around to different towns. And then just on the note that of what Tara was saying about the back and forth with Chad, the fact that Verizon Vertex hasn't sought co-location is already something in our town plan that's like super crystal clear that we require for telecommunication facilities in the town plan. So that's already something that you guys can, and I think are kind of obligated to comment on to the PUC and saying they have not said they've looked into co-location at all, even though they've been asked. So there's no there's no need to delay on that, I don't think at all. I mean, I think that could have been written 6 months ago and Verizon may have just walked or Vertex, because they make money by building the new tower, or they'd come back with a different proposal and say, okay, we looked into co-location and we can get Verizon coverage to the village through, a different, without going to the top of a ridge or co-locating it in the church or on some other area. So, I mean, that's already just out there, like totally clear as a need that the town's defined, and it isn't met by the proposals that have been floated.
And Ben, I do see that you did submit a public comment to the PUC website, so thank you for that.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been clear with our independent advisor on this, that the state doesn't even look at those comments until right now starting. So that's why a lot of people haven't written any yet, just so you know. They don't even look at it until, the filing happens.
Oh,
Mhm.
sounds like us. Thank you.
Thanks.
Alvina, once more.
Alvina Harvey, Rochester. In regards to Ben's comment about conservation and Act 250, that farmland, the woodland has always been in land use. As basically, a conserved area of woodland, just for your information.
So noted. Good. I move we adjourn.
Second.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.